Hello, folks. This is your old pal Uncle Alan. It's Friday. Uncle Al has been busy. You will not believe how busy Uncle Al has been in the last 12 hours. Very busy. A close family member got COVID, so we're doing all the procedures. She's going into isolation for 14 days. I'm not taking any chances. And I have just nuked the house and ramped up all my air purifiers and stuff. Sprayed myself, took all natural precautions, which I can't say. Manuka honey and Everclear in my inhalers. And then I've been very careful, and I know certain elements that could provide me better protection during this time in case of exposure. So I'll survive. You guys don't. Plus, I have to, it's first of the month of February. We have some wild weather. The groundhog's been shot and executed by ATF. Great. 2nd of February, the groundhog stick out its head like, I think it's going to be a pow! And the ATF got him. Okay? Now, a lot of things going on. Let me show you what I made for dinner. This is called yakisoba. Basically, it's a boiled noodles, then fried with vegetables and stuff, and a little bit of meat. Very healthy, very tasty. Now I get some more coffee. I've been laying off on certain live streams for 3 reasons. The FCC, NSA, FBI, certain other agency are tracking people who's been on live stream. It could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be whatever, on these live streams, and they are following people. And if you think old Uncle Al's paranoid or crazy, go look outside and you notice the white van or the white SUV or the white pickup truck and just peels off once we mention this. Okay, like I said, Uncle Alan knows how to cook. These are homemade noodles, folks, too. And most of it came from my, number 3 garden. And the rest are either canned or I got a hothouse grower that grows me Chinese long beans, and I got cabbages from garden 2, and I have a few broccoli in there. So I eat very healthy. Now, we're going to have a home and garden show. They finally realized that people are wising up on the solar scam, so they're throwing in 5-watt batteries. Unfortunately, most people in Central Valley where I live, the southern part, you need a 10 to 18 watt solar storage. These 5 watters are a joke. And where it's positioned, it's in the garage. Lithium batteries don't do well in extreme heat. They tend to blow up like a bomb. Okay? That's tip for number 1. A lot of people say, no, I'm a scientist. They shouldn't be that bad. No, why don't they use them in outer space? When they go, something's wrong. All right? Second thing is, people were all talking when they watched the thing, and Hubble's cat was arguing, well, it was a failed social experiment. Wah. Okay, that was the Paris Commune yesterday I told you about. Today we're talking about a famous war vet, progressive, socialist, and liberal, right after World War I. And he rose in a position of power. He helped his fellow people. Unfortunately, at the same time, he did horrible things too. He did a lot of good, yet he did a lot of bad, and he copied off America. All right, and there was other things like he was a police spy, helping out the Bunkie, or the can't think of the German word for police. Sorry. And then he was a drug addict. He was a failed artist, a dreamer, a writer, and he was a failed painter. Ugh. You know, he did a lot of things, but people don't recognize his name anymore. Okay? And don't forget, he was a liberal too. Socialist and liberal. And in 1921, he joined a certain political party. And by 1932, they owned 1/3 of the House and Parliament, or Senate, whatever you want to say. So think about it, folks. Think very carefully. A lot of people won't get it. Of course, later on, he became a mass murderer, a drug addict, and a war criminal of the worst kind. And a lot of African Americans are following in the same steps. They're sprouting for the greater good. Now, you hear Whoopi Goldberg and Don Lemon say, it's for the greater good. Okay. When I hear that, that kind of, I look at people like, when you say that, that gets me a little bit nervous. And if I keep hearing it, it's for the greater good, you're going to see a lot of dead people. All right? Last time that was spoken, 6.5 million people died. Some were Jewish people, some were German African people, some were French Africans, some were gypsies, some were gay, some were bi, some were too Catholic, some were other socialists, some were Lutherans, some were, oh, this is a weird part, speak a different language. Now, they didn't like it, so, but it's a universal language. Everybody could learn and be peaceful and be of one mind. They really went after those folks. So think about it, folks. Don't get scammed. Beware of Tides of March. Or it's Ides of March. I think it's Ides of March. Okay? This is Uncle Alan just chatting Friday evening. I got another one coming up. You know, why I'm preparing a lot of people for this weekend. And a lot of people kind of looked at me like, Super Bowl weekend, Uncle Al? No, you idiot. We don't have enough time. Other than I have to be careful of close members of my family are infected with it, but they don't live with me. I'm isolated. I'll stay isolated until February 14th. Taking no chances because the death wave will start in March and last until June. At the same time period, Mountains of the Moon will be its highest. So everybody goes running around acting nuts. Of course, Uncle Alan don't have too many of these and none enough wooden stakes. It's like, it's getting ridiculous, folks. Also, I'm not using firearms or bullets. I'll be using this on a stake. Whoops, sorry, that was your crotch. Let me aim higher. Whoops, that was your forehead. I'll get it right. I remember, stake through the chest. So, like I said, folks, be nice to one of each other. Stockpile, get your food and water. Be careful when you hear somebody say, it's for the greater good, or I'm going to vote for the Democrats. You bitch slap them. All right? And tell them to wake up. You have a nice day. I'll see you later, folks. Bye.